A ring to help control your lights, TV, and more? Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from Lotus Labs is founder and CEO Dhaval Patel. Hi, Dhaval.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, great to meet you. Give us an overview of what your company is.
In a nutshell, for people with limited mobility, we're talking veteran soldiers, older adults, or disabled persons, Lotus is a wearable ring that controls objects at home by pointing. But unlike, say, Alexa, there's no apps, no rewiring, and no internet.
Wow, it sounds pretty mystical almost. Tell us how you're accomplishing this. What is in this ring? What is it doing?
Yeah, so simple three-step process. Basically, the way you have to control lights today, if you wanted to control your lights, well, first step, if you wanted, say, Alexa to control your lights, you'd have to rewire your existing wall switches to connect to the internet to be able to talk to Alexa. So if you had a wall switch like this, you would have to take out the old wall switch, right? If this is a regular wall switch, you would have to take out the old wall switch and rewire it with a new wall switch to connect to the internet. Then you would have to put a speaker everywhere to control the switches you just rewired, and finally pair each one by one through an app. And just that first step of rewiring is 11 hours or $2,000. And that's best case if you own that house. If you rent a home, there's no solution. Or if you're traveling like I am at the moment, there's no solution. So in a nutshell, the way Lotus works, step one, you put on the ring, there's a single button. And when I press it, an LED light comes on. I will explain what that means in a second. So step one, you just put on the ring. That eliminates the need to have a speaker in every room because the ring goes with you wherever you go. Step two, for any existing wall switch, and I just attached a little bulb here just to show, you can attach the Lotus switch cover and it just attaches on using magnets. And because of that, there's no rewiring. Now you can also use it manually like I just did. You can continue to use your wall switch like a manual button. Or step three, you can just point and click. And infrared eliminates the need for apps, smartphones, or even internet. So step one, put on the ring. Step two, snap on the switch. And step three, point and click. That's it.
So it's using infrared, so you have to be obviously line of sight to it.
Correct.
That's
And so
work.
because it's using infrared, in a way, it's like a TV remote on your finger. So only you can have many objects in the room, but only the devices you're pointing to will turn on and off.
And how would you control devices that aren't maybe quite as simple as the on-off
Yeah.
of a light switch?
Yeah. So today we control anything a wall switch controls. And it's not just these, which are called rocker switches, even the toggle switches we're able to control. So anything that a wall switch controls, you can control. So a common example is lights, like I was just showing. But if that switch controls a fan, you can control fans. If that controls a window unit AC, as in rental apartments, you can also control ACs. And in addition to that, because we're using infrared, we can also control televisions today. And for televisions, you don't even need this Lotus switch cover because televisions already have infrared.
And it's strictly turning it on and off. Is that what the control that you would have with the ring?
Correct. At the moment, we can only do on and off. Then Gen 2 version of the ring, the same button will be a touch sensitive button. So you can do on and off, change channel, meaning left to right, and increase, decrease volume, meaning along the surface of the ring. And we're going to limit it to that so it's not confusing.
Fascinating. Tell me about the backstory here. How this came
Yeah,
about.
you can't tell because of the way we're talking over Zoom right now, but I was born with twisted knees. And over the years, I've been on and off crutches a lot myself. And one night a few years ago, I got into bed having left some hallway lights on. But I was too tired to get out of bed, hop onto my crutches, hobble 10 feet, turn off the light, hobble back 10 feet, and get back into bed. So I just slept with the lights on the entire night and woke up in the morning thinking, well, if someone like me, an engineer managing a division at Apple, I managed a division at Apple for iPhone Watch and AirPods, with expertise in wall electronics at Lutron, and 37 patents. If some engineer like me doesn't even have smart home technology, who does? And that's what opened this door.
Wow. Great companies that you've worked with too. So tell us about pricing and availability, bringing this to market.
Yeah, we're running pilots as we speak. We're about 9 months from launch. We believe when we launch, a pack will have one ring and 2 or 3 Lotus switch covers. And that pack would be priced at $299, which is the same price point as a single Amazon Echo Show, a smart speaker. So instead of a smart speaker, you end up with a smart home because you can put one of these in every room and control them.
And you can walk from room to room, and it's strictly what you're pointing at because of the infrared.
Correct.
That
And
that's
yeah, exactly. And the key there is there's no pairing. And so when you walk from room to room, there's no pairing involved. In fact, if you and your wife or your child both had rings, there's still no pairing. Any device works with any switch cover. So you can use it in your parents' home and vice versa. And so if your friends can use it in their home. So it's sort of like a telephone. The more people that have it, the more beneficial your own device gets.
as we all know, batteries and remotes do wear out. So how long does the charge? I assume this is rechargeable last in this?
Yes. Yes. So both pieces of devices have rechargeable batteries, both the ring and the switch cover. The nice thing is it only takes power, and if I show you, it only takes power for the 50 milliseconds that I push that button. The rest of the time, it's like a TV remote, it's in deep sleep. So instead of charging it every day like an Apple Watch, you only need to charge the devices once in 90 days, both the ring or the switch cover.
Just marvelous. So for more info, where can people go?
GetLotus.com. That's GetLotus, like the flower, getlotus.com.
Well, congratulations on your innovations there. Dhaval Patel, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.